Mercedes has never done this to an S-Class before. Not once in the car's 60-year history has a single facelift touched more than half of the entire vehicle. 2,700 components, new or revised, and the result is a car that looks familiar from across a parking lot, but feels like a different generation once you sit in it. The new S-Class starts at $119,500 in the United States, and it arrives into a segment where the BMW 7 Series has never been this close. The exterior changes are deliberate rather than dramatic. The grille is 20% larger and now carries a three-pointed star pattern within the lighting elements at both ends. Digital light headlamps can project up to 600 meters of illuminated range. The daytime running lights integrate the star motif, and at night, the whole front end reads as something more technical, more current. The side profile remains the car's best angle, long, low, and perfectly proportioned, with flush door handles that sit clean against the bodywork. At the rear, the taillights are new and cleaner, but the overall silhouette tells you exactly what this is. Inside is where the money went. Mercedes calls it the MBUX Superscreen, and it replaces the previous dash layout entirely. A 14.4-inch central touchscreen now sits beside a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and a dedicated 12.3-inch passenger display. All three come as standard, and the visual effect is a cockpit that finally feels like it belongs in the same conversation as the technology Mercedes keeps talking about. The graphics are sharp, the menus are well organized, and switching between functions feels intuitive. MB.OS, the new operating system built from the ground up, powers everything. It responds faster than what came before, and the generative AI voice assistant understands natural conversation without needing robotic phrasing. Wireless charging runs at 50 watts with active ventilation to prevent overheating, a small detail that shows how carefully this interior was considered. The air vents now adjust themselves. Digital vent control lets you store up to 8 ventilation profiles, so the system can direct airflow exactly where you want it without ever touching the vents manually. Where this S-Class earns its reputation is in how the cabin treats its occupants. The front seats are heated, ventilated, and offer hot stone massage as standard across the range. There is also a heated seatbelt, a first for a production sedan, which warms to 44 degrees Celsius and feels, according to Mercedes, like a gentle embrace on cold mornings. It is a small touch, but it tells you everything about how this car was developed. Ambient lighting runs 64 colors, and the Burmester surround system turns the interior into something closer to a private concert hall than a commuter cabin. The material palette has expanded too. A vegan interior option is now available, and the standard MANUFAKTUR program offers nearly 50 exclusive paint colors paired with 25 leather options. Through MANUFAKTUR Made to Measure, that number expands to over 150 exterior colors and more than 400 interior shades, with one-to-one expert consultations at the Center of Excellence in Sindelfingen. It is the most customizable S-Class Mercedes has ever built. The rear cabin on the long wheelbase model, which is the only version sold in both the US and UK, is where the first-class argument really holds. Dual 13.1-inch entertainment screens replace the outgoing units, and they include built-in HD cameras for video conferencing. Detachable remote controls give rear passengers access to seat adjustment, climate, volume, and massage settings without leaning forward. There is one catch worth mentioning, and CarWow flagged it in their review. The rear screen bezels are noticeably thick, which makes the displays feel a generation behind the rest of the cabin's design language. In a car where every other detail has been refined, the frames around those screens stand out for the wrong reason. The boot holds 530 liters in the standard powertrain cars, which translates to around 12.8 cubic feet by US measurement. That is enough for 2 full-size roller bags and a carry-on without folding anything. The plug-in hybrid version drops to 345 liters, and that is a meaningful loss. If regular luggage matters, the conventional powertrain is the smarter buy. Under the hood is where the engineering story gets interesting. The S500 carries the updated M256 Evo inline-six, a 3-liter turbocharged unit producing 442 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. An overboost function temporarily raises that to 472 pound-feet when you need it. The headline powertrain, though, is the S580's M177 Evo 5.8. Mercedes has given it a flat-plane crankshaft, a layout previously reserved for high-performance applications. 530 horsepower, and 553 pound-feet of torque, paired with a revised firing order and upgraded injection system that make it smoother and quieter despite the added output. Every gasoline model now runs a 48-volt mild hybrid system with a 17-kilowatt starter generator, and rear axle steering is standard across the range for the first time. The way this car rides is still the strongest argument in the entire luxury sedan segment. AIRMATIC air suspension comes standard, and the optional e-active body control system now uses cloud-based road surface data transmitted in real time from other Mercedes vehicles to pre-adjust the damping before the car reaches a pothole or speed bump. It sounds like a gimmick until the car floats over a surface that would unsettle anything else at this price point. The 9-speed automatic shifts with the kind of transparency that makes you forget it exists, and at highway speed, the sound insulation creates a silence that borders on surreal. What the new S-Class does better than any version before it is integrate technology without losing the feeling that made the car important in the first place. The screens are larger, the software is faster, the powertrain options are broader, and the driving assistance systems are more capable. 10 external cameras, 5 radar sensors, and 12 ultrasonic sensors work together to enable Level 3 autonomous driving in approved markets. But none of that is what you remember after spending an hour in the car. What stays with you is the quiet. The way the steering waits up at speed without ever feeling heavy. The way the rear seat makes time feel like it slowed down. The way the doors close with a sound that belongs in a vault, not a vehicle. Mercedes changed half the car. The half they kept is the reason the S-Class is still the benchmark. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.